Today I'm going to make a zucchini dish with just 5 simple ingredients. I'm going to start off with the zucchini, and this is organic zucchini that was grown right in my garden. Definitely try to get yourself some organic zucchini to do this dish. And then I'm going to use tomatoes. I'm going to use 3 tomatoes. I'm going to use some garlic. I'm going to use some olive oil. And I'm going to use some Celtic salt. Now, being plant-based, you can eat healthy, delicious meals. Many people struggle to know what they can eat being plant-based or trying to switch to a plant-based diet. So today I'll just show you something how I get creative in the kitchen with just zucchinis, tomatoes, and garlic, some salt and olive oil, and you will see how this dish will come out. So here you can see I've already peeled and washed the zucchini. I just did that. So now I'm going to cut them in thin slices. After my zucchini is cut, I'm just going to place them into a Pyrex pan because I'm going to actually bake these. I decided that I'm going to bake them in the oven at about 425 degrees. So I'll just place them in the Pyrex pan flat on the bottom. Here I have the tomatoes. I'll simply cut up my tomatoes. I'm going to use 4 cloves of garlic. Small chops. Just cut it up small. And then I spread the garlic over the tomatoes and the zucchini. So basically this is how it looks. I placed the zucchini in the pan, I put the tomatoes on the top, and what I'm going to do now is that I'm actually going to sprinkle some salt. I use a teaspoon of my Celtic salt, and I'll sprinkle it across the top of the dish. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. You add the salt to your liking, to your taste. Then I'll just drizzle it with olive oil. Now something I'll add that I didn't mention, I'll add some onion powder on the top of it. And I'll also add some garlic powder on the top of it. Now this is just to give it some extra zing. And then what I'll do, I'll actually just mix this up a bit. Push the tomatoes into the bottom so we can get the flavor in between. So the tomatoes just don't stay at the top with the garlic. It goes into the bottom. So we get the flavor throughout the whole dish. While I was making this dish, something told me what? You know what would look good on this? Some green onions. So I went and got some green onions, and I'm going to put the green onions on top. So I'll chop the green onions up now. I must say that I'm not the best in chopping stuff up. My whole family knows that. But when my dishes are finished, they're quite delicious. And while you cook, sometimes it's good to just improvise to make the dish more tasty. You might start out originally with just 4 or 5 ingredients, and then you say, you know what, it looks good. I'm just going to keep adding stuff to make it more delicious. So I decided, you know what, some green onions is going to really give this some nice flavor. So I'm going to add the green onions on top. This is going to make it very flavorful. So I put that on top. And what I'm going to do as well, I want to put this in the oven. So I'm decided that I will put this into the oven. So what I'm going to do, because I decided that I'm going to put this into the oven, is I'm going to add some water. So I'll add some water into it. So as it gets into the oven, it's going to kind of like have that steam and the oil that's going to give it that kind of stir fry cooking in the oven. So I'm going to add this into the oven at 425 degrees, and then we'll see how this zucchini dish comes out, and you'll see that next. So here I'll show you the final result of my zucchini dish. Just took it out of the oven. So now I'll show you what it looks like, and I can tell you it smells so good that the whole family came down this morning. They were saying, man, what's smelling like that in the kitchen? So let me show it to you. So this is what the final dish looked like. Remember, it's just zucchinis, tomatoes, some olive oil, and garlic, and then I put that green onion on top to give it that extra zest flavor. So I'm gonna just take a little piece out to try it. And I'm sure when you try this at home, you'll definitely enjoy it as well. It's very hot, as you can see just out of the oven, it's steaming. So I'm going to try it. So here's what it looked like. As you can see, it's hot, but I'm gonna give it a try. Mmm, very good. I definitely recommend you trying this recipe. As I said, if your goal is to eat healthy and to move to a plant-based diet, you can try simple recipes like this. It's all about improvising, like how I improvised with the green onions in the last minute. It's just zucchini, tomatoes, garlic, and some green onions, some salt, olive oil. You get a good dish. So remember, try to incorporate these healthy meals in your diet. They'll do very good for you. Subscribe to see my next recipe video because I'll be making more simple, delicious recipes that I know you and your family will enjoy. So until the next video, I'll see you, and always remember that your health is your wealth.